wait and see whether we really go live after the game of football has gone ahead, obviously come to an end. Here on to the Rokani Media Football. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. The manager of Arsenal has obviously gone ahead to say lots of things about Viktor Gyokeres ahead of this beautiful game of football. They're obviously going to be playing at the Emirates for the very first time ever since this season really went ahead to open up. Last weekend, they went ahead to obviously face off a side known as Manchester United in an affair at Old Trafford that saw Arsenal beat Man United by 1-0, scored by Ricardo Carafiori into the mix. So the manager of Arsenal had lots of things to say prior to this game, and one of the people he talked about was Viktor Gyokeres, and he was asked whether he's really ready to go, and he was like, yeah, my player is ready to go, and he is one of those that I believe deserves more minutes. And if there is a game that you think Viktor Gyokeres is obviously gonna be making a very huge statement, I think this is the game. This is the game that will see Viktor Gyokeres make a very huge statement. One, they are playing at home. Two, they'll obviously feed him the games or the balls that he wants in as a number 9. 3, Gyokeres will obviously have a lot of support, and I know his redemption will be happening today. And if you ask me to predict, I predict he's obviously going to be getting his first goal today for the club of Arsenal to obviously open up his chapter at the club of Arsenal in a nick of time. Smash the like button close to 300 times, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Remember, the club of the club of Arsenal is gonna be coming into this game of football knowing the result of Man City and Spurs. Remember, if City or Spurs win, any team that really gets a win from that game will obviously see themselves on top of the Premier League table. You understand? They will see themselves on top of the Premier League table, and I tell you what, Arsenal will be knowing the number of goals they need to score against Leeds to see to it that they obviously top the table. And these games they're obviously playing at home are really very important, because we all know what really failed Arsenal to win the league again. It was because of these games. Brighton, when Declan Rice went ahead to get a red card, the game against Aston Villa, there was another game that really Arsenal saw themselves draw at the Emirates that it was not really called for. And I was like, that's the reason as to why Arsenal has gone ahead to lose. You understand? And that's exactly what really went ahead to happen for the club of Arsenal. So let's get into what the manager has obviously gone ahead to say about a player known as Viktor Gyokeres, one of those players that I think he deserves the best to happen to him at the club of Arsenal. In that photo, he was with the captain Martin Odegaard, and the manager is trying to really put them together to see to it that this number 10 who is supposed to be really feeding him those balls, they're always together, knowing one another very, very well. Now, Arteta asked about if it was always the plan for Viktor Gyokeres to play just an hour on his debut at Old Trafford. He said it depends on how the game developed. Every game brings different challenges, opportunities. I think the game was very demanding physically, became really open for different reasons. And we decided that at the end, at that moment he needed to come off, and we had Kai on the bench to come and change the game. So the manager says they obviously have a game plan, but the game plan depends on how the game of football is really transpiring. If the game of football is really transpiring on well, then all will go on as planned. But if it doesn't, then it won't really get to that level. They change according to the ongoing situation or match situation. Then the manager went ahead to obviously be asked on whether Viktor Gyokeres is ready to go again. He said yes, he is. He's very enthusiastic. He trained really well this week again, He's had another week under his belt. He looks in a really good place. So, the manager is really strengthening all you people, especially who support the club of Arsenal. He's telling you the player that we're obviously talking about in the names of Viktor Gyokeres is really in a very good mode. And he comes in through to see to it that all goes on well as planned. So that's what the manager is obviously telling the people of Arsenal. Now, in this game, I think we're obviously going to see him really do the needful. And by the way, I really pity everyone who comes out and criticizes a player like Gyokeres. Like, he never scored against Arsenal, sorry, against Man United. Let me tell you, if you look at Haaland, how many goals out of the many he scores a season does he score against big teams? That is my question. Come out and really reply it. You know, how many goals does a player called Isak score against big teams? You know, you'll find that most of those scorers have gone ahead to score most goals against small teams. And a team like Leeds is one of those teams that I really fancy Gyokeres to come out and obviously do the needful. I really see that happening, right? I really see that happening today. And who do you think thinks like me? I'm obviously going to really run a poll. Do you think Gyokeres is scoring his debut goal today at Arsenal? You know, and by the way, what a way to obviously score your debut goal when you're really playing against a team known as Leeds, and a team that has gone ahead to obviously be one of the most challenging teams and surprising teams in here. I know it is a team that is on and off, and they never obviously came in to stay in here for some time, but there is something special with Leeds. And I remember when Arsenal beat them very many goals and the baby was really crying, you know. Let me obviously set the poll. Is Gyokeres scoring his first Arsenal goal today? Yes or no? Yeah. All right, so I've gone ahead to put out the poll so you can as well start voting and see how you guys really think about whether Viktor Gyokeres will obviously score his first goal today against Leeds at a stadium known as the Emirates. You understand? And we are here to obviously let you know that the manager has told us that the player is ready to go again and he is really fit to play. Very many people came up and ridiculed the lad, and I was like, how do you judge a player in his first game? You understand? That's how you judged him against Spurs in the preseason and against Villarreal, then against Atletico Bilbao. He came up and really scored a very good header. So you can't judge a player in his first game. You know, give Gyokeres the first 10 games and see how he really operates. If things don't really go on as planned, then you come out and criticize him. But to obviously get you guys off the grip, the manager has been very wise. And guess what Arteta's gonna hate to do? They've gonna hate to really transfer the penalty taking of powers from Saka to Gyokeres, because they know to it that he needs to fit in early. He needs to start scoring those goals. The earlier he starts scoring those goals, the earlier he will obviously turn out into the most productive player that they want, to kill off that pressure and see to it that all goes on well as planned. Now, Arteta comes in through and really has the following to say about the club they're obviously going to be facing tonight. And what's its name? It's all about Leeds. So this is what they have to say about Leeds as they obviously face off. He said that, very impressed. I've been watching them, what they did in preseason, what they did on Monday, what they did last year, in the manner that they did it. Big compliments to the way they play to to the coach. I'm sure they are going to put really a difficult match against the club of Arsenal. That's what the manager really believes about Leeds. And I tell you, Leeds is really a very hard team, you know, but I know, I know they will obviously put out a show. They'll put up a fight, but I don't think that that fight will stop a team like Arsenal from collecting 3 points in there. So from there, the manager said the following, that an incredible club with incredible history as well. I've been here long enough to understand the history of that club. As I said, very special, one big city with just one club. So passionate, and you know what happens when you go there and play. That's what the manager Arteta really had to say, that the team is really very passionate. He knows the history and he knows exactly what they stand for as a club of Leeds United into the mix. So Leeds is coming at the Emirates, and that is no brainer. They are coming with 3 points. They are a team that really went ahead to beat Everton by 1-0 at the Elland Road, and that really gives them some huge power into them when they're really coming to represent right about now. So from that, the manager was asked about the Emirates and creating a big atmosphere at the Emirates. He said it's always very special. I think everybody is very excited for the first game. It builds a different energy around the stadium. I'm surely they missed it. They missed the team. We have certainly missed our supporters. So this is one of the reasons that Arsenal is where they are. If you've been following up these games of Arsenal, at Emirates, these fans never cease supporting Arsenal. There is that chant that they make, Arsenal, 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 Arsenal. They really, really put in huge support for their club, and I really understand they really missed each other. The fans missed their fans. The fans missed their players, and the players too went ahead to miss the fans. And I just can't wait to see how that game of football will obviously go down at the stadium of the Emirates. But for me, it's a sure win for the club of Arsenal. Come rain, come sunshine, it's obviously gonna be a sure win for the club of Arsenal into the mix. And I just can't wait to see how everyone will obviously pan out to really watch this game of football. But as the manager said all that, the players went ahead to prepare for this beautiful encounter. And let's see how this side of Arsenal went ahead, obviously prepare for this beautiful encounter that they really have to take on a team known as Leeds United today. Now, that was Martinelli, Kivio, Zinchenko, Magalhaes, Fabio Vieira. He's back training with the team. Then we are really having Julian Timber there, arriving at the Sobha Reality Training Center to really do that last training. Julian Timber in contention to start, because Benjamin White is really having a little bit of a knock in there. Mosquera and Lewis Kelly at the Emirates, as you see them there. That is a player called Ricardo Carafiori, Bukayo Saka, Noni Madueke. That is Martinelli and Julian Timber looking on. This is Lewis Kelly fighting for his position in there for you. Rice and Zinchenko. That is Martin Zubimendi, one of the players to watch today. If at all you're obviously going to be watching this beautiful game of football, he's a player to watch. Then this is Gabriel Magalhaes coming in through to put in a very huge shift in there. We are really having Lewis Kelly obviously trying to start what we call a throw-in there. Saka going in for the color. As you know, one of his signature goals that he always goes ahead to score. Martin Odegaard and Reece Nelson. I see Trossard in training and Madueke. Arteta all smiles, looking like something had obviously gone ahead, obviously spark off a smile from him. Gyokeres, the main man, who is ready to go against Leeds today. doing the needful and really putting in the required shift altogether. And this is Kepa Arrizabalaga doing it for the Arsenal badge. Gabriel Magalhaes coming in through to obviously represent to the fullest. You understand? So a lot of people have gone ahead obviously represent, and I tell you what, they are really doing it for the right reason, and that's why they are like that and really putting in a very huge push in there for you. So that is it for the side of Arsenal, as they're obviously doing their stuff hugely in there for you. And Gabriel Magalhaes, who really had a very good performance as they took on a club known as Manchester United over the weekend. There comes William Saliba, Gyokeres behind him pressing, and Martinelli versing Zinchenko. That is Max Doman taking on a player known as Lewis Kelly. Both are academy graduates from the Hell End. Mikel Merino, Zubimenda Fair, Madueke going for that color shot. This is Martinelli going in for that shot also. Waneri trying to shoot at goal, and God knows whether it will went in or out. Then we also have Gabriel Magalhaes in there looking steady there. As Lokonga really watches on. This was the winning team of the day. Waneri, Saka, then Madueke. There comes in a player called Gabriel Magalhaes, Mosquera. This is Martinelli, Merino into the mix. So those are the players that really took part into that training session. As Max Doman comes in through to put in a very big shift in there, as Martinelli presses, Arteta was looking on, and Max Doman is really a gem that you need to obviously watch in there for you. This is William Saliba doing the needful. Mosquera obviously there. This is a player called Julian Timber. There comes a player known as Madueke. Odegaard looking on, Lewis Kelly, Declan Rice into the mix, and that's how everything really went ahead to pan out at the side of the Sobha Really Training Center, as Arsenal geared up for this perfect game against a side called Leeds, as they come in through to do the needful. Now let me go rush into your comment section. Mohindo Martin, hello Aradi, hello my brother. Luanga Sharifa, hello Aradi, I'm listening in, thank you. This is Franco. Hey Rokani, is Ben White also ready today? Late fitness test is really waiting. We wait to see whether he'll arrive with his fellow players at the game of football. Then Grace Mora, how are my brother watching you from Nairobi? Thank you for you from Nairobi. Sunday morning. Then Sally, hello, good afternoon Aradi. Thank you for the show. Really, Arsenal is on fire just to show up in matches. Thank you. All right. Then I'm having Komugisha Evelyn always here. Thought not with my account. Okot 5-1 for the club of Arsenal. That's his prediction in there for you. But to say Prempisi, that is good to you. Change good to you. Saka from being a penalty taker because he became predictable in terrific moments of penalties. Right. This is Kassande Ben live and clear. Then Faith Ronaldo. Hello Aradi, I'm live from Turkey. Thank you for obviously watching in through, and it's always nice having you on this channel. And I think we've gone ahead obviously cover most of the things in here for you. In the next 1, 2, 3 minutes, everything will be done and dusted, and we will be doing the needful to see to it that all goes on well as planned. Thank you for being part of this live video. Faith Ronaldo Kello, thanks for the massive regards to you. Keep it up, my brother. All right. Thank you very much. This is Rokan David. And for everyone who has been part of this live, it's always nice having you. And I've already told you that we are going to be really throwing in these lives on a regular to see to it that we obviously discuss this with you. Then the question has been, is Gyokeres scoring his first goal today at the Emirates or for Arsenal? And you guys have gone ahead to issue in close to 40 votes. 100% of you have said yes, and 0% have said no, meaning that 100% of you are like, he's obviously gonna go for the golds. Umaru Koramach, thanks for your update, bro. Love you. Thank you. And then Saleh says thank you. Ewin Pasha official. Hey RD. Live from Chirana Mugongo. Oh, here nearby where I obviously put up. So guys, it's been nice talking to you. That's what I had for you this morning. I think I went ahead and obviously did an upload onto this channel as far as the game of Man City is really concerned. Big one, Man City versus Spurs is really coming in through, I think, 2 hours from now. And we obviously gonna be coming live and direct to obviously talk to you into the mix. So thank you very much for obviously being on this video. Being on this video, and I'm obviously gonna be coming back to obviously do a show. I'm going on radio right now, and I'm gonna be returning at around 3 p.m. Expect another video upload onto this channel that you guys will obviously enjoy. I think these two will obviously keep you busy until when I obviously come back. 2 videos uploaded so far. Others are gonna hit to come in through. Rokani, can you let me know about the Reiss Nelson update? You're not Arsenal really in talks with Fulham. That is it. Then Hassan says thanks for the update always, bro. Love you so much. Thank you. Then Paul Mofumbira, Rokani, love you so much, bro. Arsenal 3, Leeds 1. All right. Geoffrey Nuamanya, who do you think Eze and Gyokeres to perform very well at Arsenal this season? Obviously, they will. Expect the lad to put in a very huge show. Magulu Roni, thank you for obviously watching in through. And guys, let me sign out. I'm going to be back 2-3 hours from now. I'm obviously going to be dropping in